2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halayim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, my teachers, and the elders who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last sects of time. All right, and we're just going to get into a lesson surrounded around daylight savings times, so-called daylight savings times, right? And Esau uses the false pretense of the word savings to mischievously allude that he's trying to save, the society or benefit them in some type of way, which we know that he's not. But ultimately, we're not ignorant of the things that Esau puts out to try to further oppress and further afflict the nation of Israel. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. And Esau, Edom, is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. And notice it says, for we are not ignorant, that we being the elect, of his devices. So this is an actual man on the planet Earth that's ruling right now, that's controlling these devices to oppress and afflict the nation of Israel. And he's doing it with a device called, quote unquote, daylight savings times. Now let's get into it. But first, let's see if we could read 2 Corinthians 2 and 11 in the NLT. It says, so that Satan not outsmart us, because that's ultimately what Esau is trying to do. He's trying to outsmart the men of the Lord, all right, which we know the scriptures tell you. Matthew 24 and 24, for there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Yahweh Shai speaking. So if it were possible, so it's not possible to deceive the elect, Esau. We know your devices, and we spiritually can see them when you put them out on the planet Earth. All right, when you promote them, when you implement them into your law. Okay? Back in the NLT, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. So that Satan shall not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. So the wise, the elect, we can't be deceived. We're familiar with your evil schemes, Esau, because the Spirit of the Lord is dwelling with us to allow us to seek ye out of the book and read and obtain these dark parables, these wise sayings, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. These things guide us to know that you're doing nothing but mischievous and devious acts on the planet Earth, starting with this daylight savings times. Now let's get into this article in the news breakout. It's entitled, Louisiana Residents Should Prepare. Let me turn this off. Louisiana residents should prepare for daylight saving time to end this weekend. And as you see, even under it, he's putting it in plain sight, man. Just further validating that the scriptures are true. It says the days continue to get shorter. And they do, because as we're going to get into in this article, Esau, Edom, now has worked another so-called blasphemous miracle, to where the sun is going to be setting All right, our sundown is going to be at 5 p.m. now. Okay, which is probably historical because I don't remember a time, you brothers can correct me. Well, we're in Central Standard Time, and that's another way that he wears out the saints, man. He's got Central Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time, and it's the other one. Forgot the other one. All right, let me get it real quick. That's what he does. Standard Times. No, matter of fact, time zones in America escapes me right now. I just want to, let's see. Pacific, you see? Eastern Standard Time, Central Standard Time, Pacific Standard Time. All right? As again it says, and then it even goes into even more time zones, man. Esau, Edom is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Let's get back into this article. It says the days continue to get shorter. Who feels like they could use an extra hour of sleep? Daylight saving times ends this weekend. Clocks will fall back 1 hour at 2 a.m. Sunday morning, November the 6th. This will make sunrise and sunset around an hour earlier, you see? But little do you know, Esau, you're doing this with the pretense of trying to keep Israel from keeping their laws, statutes, and commandments. Because when you think about it, these days get shorter, okay? So Esau's trying to throw our high holy days off, man. Our Shabbats off, man. Just because the earth was given into his hands for a point in time, man. He's dealt treacherously. He's dealt wickedly with the children of the Most High, man. And this is just another one of his devices that he's used. Let's get that word devices. Because we know this is ultimately Esau's state of mind to totally put us from remembrance under the heavens, man. And to cut us off from being a nation, pertaining to Psalm the 83rd chapter. Let's get that word devices. Naima. It says devices. A mental perception, thought, and evil purpose. All right? And daylight saving time could be likened onto an evil purpose, man, that Esau uses. To change the times and the laws pertaining to Daniel 7 and 25, which we're going to get. But let's get a little bit more into this article. Almost done. It says, this will make sunrise and sunset around an hour earlier. On Saturday, sunrise will be at 7:17 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:10 p.m. Now, this is before the daylight saving times is implemented. So now, basically, it's saying that the sunrise in the Central Standard Time, Louisiana specifically, is 7. Sunrise is about 7:17 a.m. and sundown is around 6:10 p.m. But notice the transition. On Sunday, it says sunrise will be at 6:18 a.m. All right, and sunset will be at 5:09 p.m. 5:09 p.m. Akim. The sun is going to be setting. It's going to be getting dark around 5:09 p.m. And if the Most High wouldn't intervene and deliver the children of the nation of Israel, all right, we would be dealing with a devil that down the line, all right, years later, all right, the sun will be going down at 1 or 2 p.m. Noon even, man. This is what we're dealing with, man. He's trying to wear us out, man. Literally. His devices, man, are all evil. His purposes are evil, man, and diabolical. All right, it's the latter. And it says the days would continue to get shorter from here. The sun will rise a little later and set a little earlier by around a minute or less every day. Ooh. So it can even, it's saying, whoa, man, that's heavy right there. It says the sun will rise a little later and set a little earlier by around a minute or less every day. So a minute or less every day, the sun is setting, man. So that could go into almost the sun going down at close to 5, man, in the 4 o'clocks, man, you know, which is totally madness, man, utter madness. All right, it's the book of Daniel's. Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. All right? And the saints of the Most High is chosen people, man, out of Israel. And to prove that really quickly, all right, let's go to Psalms. This is another good one. This is a heavy one. This is Psalms 148, because if anyone ever asks you, who are the saints of the Most High? The saints of the Most High could be anybody. The saints of the Most High could be of Moab, Esau, Ishmael. No, man. The saints of the Most High are the nation of Israel. Psalms 148 and 13. Let them praise the name of the Lord Yahweh, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. And we know that ultimately, Esau, you're in the hands of the Most High and being manipulated spiritually to do these things so that we could call out unto the Most High, so that we could praise the Most High's name and ask the Most High to deliver us from up under you, man, from the oppressor. Okay, so the Most High is only doing this to glorify his name through us, man, because ultimately the gist of the thing is we went off, man. We're in this captivity being subject to these things, and the men of the Lord are reporting on these things so we can get out of here and save ourselves and the nation of Israel, man, through Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. But here's the point, verse 14. He also exalted the horn of his people. When you go in the horn, that's basically going into power. And the power of the Lord is in the nation of Israel, man. It says the praise of all his saints. So the saints are the Most High's people, man. Even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. So the saints of the Most High are the children of Israel. Okay, now let's go back to Daniel 7 and 25. And it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. And this is great words, daylight savings time, man. All right, this is history. And this is a device that Esau came up with during around the time of World War I, man. And a lot of things happened in that year in 1918, all right, which marks basically the ending of World War I, which was at the end of 1918. But a lot of things happened pertaining to Edomite nations, the British, the French, the Germans, all right. A lot of history is within that year that the same strategy, so-called, or device was implemented and put into effect. It says, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. We just went into who that is. It says, and think to change times and laws. Now, what is this? What is daylight savings time, man? Let me see. One I was looking for. Yeah, what is daylight savings time, man? It says daylight savings time. DST, or daylight savings time, was first implemented in the U.S. with the Standard Time Act of 1918, a wartime measure for 7 months during World War I in the interest, get rid of that notification, in the interest of adding more daylight hours to conserve energy resources. Year-round daylight saving time, or wartime, was implemented again during World War II. See? They also called it wartime, man. And next to this information on daylight savings time, all right, is a little picture right here. And it has some truth to it. It says you can't stop time, but you can turn it back 1 hour at 2 a.m. on October 28 when daylight savings time ends and standard time begins. You see? You can't stop time, Esau, Edom. Because guess who's ultimately the father of time? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, not you, Esau. But you think to change the times and laws, but you can't stop time. It says, Read it again. Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand unto a time and a dividing of time. All right. Now let's get that same verse in the NLT, Daniel 7:25. And let's get that word think. Let's see if they got some info on that. It's Daniel 7:25 in the NLT. And it says, he will defy the Most High and oppress the holy people of the Most High, which is the nation of Israel. It says he will try to change their sacred festivals and laws. Their sacred festivals and laws, because ultimately that's what Esau, Edom is attempting to do, man. He's trying to keep us from keeping our high holy days, from keeping the Shabbat, man. From worshiping our power, man. That's what Esau is doing. He's trying to keep us in such an oppressed state that we forget about our nationality. We forget about the name of the Lord. We forget about what he did to our nation of people, man. All the blood he shed, because we're so consumed with working, oppression, being beat down. No, man, the Most High has raised up 7,000 men that are not going to bow to the knees of Baal, man. So we're not going to be subdued by this system. It says, and they will be placed under his control for a time and a half of time, man. 350 years. Now let's get into it. Let's see if they have some info on that word think. 2 and 10. Okay. Kind. Right. It says to think 2 and 10. A primitive root to bear in mind, to hope, think. Ooh. It says that he shall change the senses, not badly. Okay. That's basically to hope, as you see. To hope, man. So he hopes to change times and laws, even though his plan is not going to be effective, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to fall that plan. But he's thinking that evil thought, that evil purpose, man. His intentions are evil. Okay? See if I can get into this. Yeah, man. Just had a little, going into Esau, Edom. All right? Yeah, man. This is Matthew 24 and 22, Yahushua speaking. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. That's right, man. So, Esau, you're being controlled by the Most High, man. The Most High is controlling you to do these things to fulfill his will and to fulfill prophecy, man. Daniel 7:25, that prophecy has to be fulfilled, man. And that's what you're doing, Esau. You're wearing us out, man. All right? You think to change, believe. Yeah, let me just read the letter in again. It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and to think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and the dividing of time, man. Right, 1619 up until about 1969, man. Abba Bibbins, King Mashai, Elder Ariyah, High Priest Yaiquab. All right, the Lord woke us back up and brought us back into that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, starting them. Okay? So ultimately, with that wisdom and knowledge and understanding that the Lord has brought us back to, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, and we know that these days are being shortened for our sake, man, for the elect. Read it again, Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days shall be shortened, no flesh, there should no flesh be saved, right, man? But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. That's right, man, for the elect's sake. Not for Amalek's sake, for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. Okay, so we know the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is to take Esau from out of rulership, all right, and to exalt that horn of his people, which is the nation of Israel. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. Call Halayim Yahweh by Shem Yahushua by Shem Harakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last sections of time. Kwame Ashala, Shalom.